So this kid, his standard, like, or his rating on the pairings was around like 1850, I think. But I saw he wrote on his score sheet something over 1900, and I was curious why. And after the game, I looked it up, and yeah, he gained like 100 points this month. And in this tournament, in a previous round, he beat a 2300 rated player very quickly. But I didn't know any of that. I was just playing chess. I was not having a great time when we got there, because like I started to develop a headache in this game for some reason. I don't know why. Just like I thought so hard, I gave myself a headache in this game, and it didn't go away. And when I was the next day, I was supposed to be playing this game. It just hadn't gone away yet. So I took some migraine medication, but it has a lot of caffeine in it, and I am not supposed to have caffeine with this other medication I take, because they don't mix well, and it like amplifies the effect. So I was freaked out. I was all paranoid, and I was having real bad anxiety, and it was a bad time. But I was trying to pull it together for my game, and I did, and I won. But it was like 80 degrees in the basement. But I didn't want to take off my coat because it's my security blanket, so I didn't, and I was just like dying. So anyway, that's very funny. Okay, so I pushed the king's pawn forward, and he wants to do the same, but his hand got all weak, and he dropped it on e6. It happens to us all. I understand. I played d4. And okay, I sit there and I'm all freaked out. I'm trying to relax, but it's very difficult. And I just am not confident playing this yet, because it's just like I don't remember. I couldn't remember anything. So it's cringe, but I decided to play this move, which is fine. But I also don't know this very well, because I got banned from Chessable before I could finish. So okay, he plays bishop b4, and then I'm like, I don't remember. I think I'm supposed to take or something, but I really didn't want to. I wanted him to take. So I played here. And, already I'm like, I have no idea what's going on, so I'm just playing chess. So I take, this is good. This is a good move. And then I should probably take, I think. But, I was fairly certain that this was a thing, and that he would know it better than me. And, I wanted to get him out of his comfort zone, so I decided to play an inferior move. But to get into a chess position, I like to get these lower rated players into chess positions and just play chess, because I have a better chance playing chess against them than playing Chessable. So I played bishop b5 check. So I moved a piece twice and forced him to develop a piece, so it could be argued that that's a very bad move, but whatever. I think that was my one, besides a little later I blundered, but my one bad decision this game, I'd say. You did get a chess position against you, but then I beat you. Looks like I know how to play chess after all. Alright. And then I developed my knight, which is stupid, apparently. I haven't looked at this game in depth like I usually do my other games. Again, I should take. Just isolate the pawn. I mean, it's already isolate. Well, it's not, but you know what I mean. Just get it done. But I was like, how can developing a horse be bad? Yeah, and I'm spending a ton of time on these moves where I really, really shouldn't be. It's game 70 with a 5-second delay or a 10-second delay. I don't remember. That's pretty fast for regular chess. And I'm just really trying not to get into time pressure. That's how I lose all my games, or I used to lose all my games at Denver Chess Club. But still, yeah, he's moving very fast. Okay, so he like slams this move down, and then he immediately slams this move out, and I'm like, I'm just kind of like looking around, like, why are you playing this so confidently? Queen A5 is nonsense. Like, okay, apparently that's Queen E2 is dubious for some reason. I feel like Queen E2 is obvious. I should take, then what? Take and then Queen E2, or just castle? Okay. I guess if he wants to fix his pawns, he has to fix mine. I could play A4, bishop A3, rook E1. If he can't waste time taking this pawn, that would be extremely greedy. So this does make sense. I didn't really consider giving up my bishop, though, because I'm weak. I'm not so weak that I would voluntarily give up my bishop just for fun, but I'm too weak to give it up for a good reason. If that makes sense. Okay, but I played queen e2. My assessment of this move was correct, but I didn't take advantage of it correctly. So he plays knight e7, and now I castle, and I guess there's not really a point my queen being here. My rook could be here is the point. But yeah, now he castles. And I played bishop g5, which is not good. But I'm not sure what I am supposed to play here. Oh, okay. I remember. Okay, so I think every move, almost every move from here, for a while, the computer wants him to play c4, make my bishop look stupid and force me to trade it off, but not have him double his pawns. And then, you know, these pawns are immobilized and then he's going to attack them. Makes sense. So that is why I should take here, so he cannot do that. But it is funny looking, once again. But then, you know, I can maybe reroute the bishop to this diagonal, and that might be better. Okay, so that's what I should do. But I played bishop g5, and I thought he would probably play knight g6, but I also thought there was an equal chance that he would play f6, which I guess technically is fine, but I thought it was extremely weakening, and I thought it was, you know, gonna give me something to hope for. And sure enough, he plays f6. I play bishop f4, and now I'm eyeing this diagonal. He thinks like a little while, like not that long. And he plays bishop d7, which I had trouble understanding. I thought he wanted to... Again, he should probably play c4 actually, but in the moment I was thinking like one of these squares would be better for his bishop. Bishop d7 is very passive. Okay, I play bishop d6, he plays rook e8. And yeah, I thought for like 5 minutes here. Again, I'm trying not to spend too much time. So you have to look at this and like assess, is there gonna be like a deadly discovery against my queen? And if so, what do I do? Can we afford to take this pawn? If so, with what? So pause the video here if you're on YouTube. But it, you know, back in the present, we'll just sit here for a while. Pause champ the video here. Right, Dennis. Okay, that's what I was thinking about. I was thinking about if takes. I was thinking about bishop g6 or knight g6 and to f4. I thought that was his plan. I thought that was obviously his plan. Not yet, Daniel. How do you get banned from Chessable? Don't worry about it. It's a long story. I don't like Chessable though. But okay, so I looked at this. And I was like, okay, I go here, and then I put my queen on probably d3, or not d3. What was I thinking? I think I saw this, and I kind of stopped looking, because I was like, okay, this is fine. This is fine for me. But here he has knight h3. There's actually a second problem with bishop takes c5, something even worse. I played bishop c5. It was actually like, you know, kind of an immediate win that I missed. Does knight c8 do anything? That is the question. That is definitely the question to ask. Does knight c8 do anything? Now, I was convinced it doesn't, but actually, it is the best move. So knight c8, I mean, what else? Queen d3. Now what? a6? a6 I can just take. I'm doing very well here. To play like that or something. Knight e5. I don't think that's ever working. Or for him, it's still not ever working. I mean, I just take. And if here I take, this is check. Black is losing. So, not that. It's actually pretty simple. Black has b6 here. And I saw b6, right? And, you know, back before I decided to take on c5, you know, I had to make sure, like, I wasn't losing here, but I didn't do a good job of that, because I am losing. So, b6, I thought I could take, and then if takes, I go here, and then he moves the queen. I was like, okay, he moves queen, and then, like, you know, I don't know, I go here or something. But I failed to consider the fact that queen a4, he has 2 threats, and I cannot defend either one of them. Well, I can defend the bishop one, but there's nothing I can do to stop a5, which I didn't realize. Like, I had a blind spot. I thought that, like, since the queen was on a5 in my head, it didn't register that the pawn could go there at the end. So my bishop's trapped, and there's nothing I can do. And I don't know. I didn't look this far, and I didn't see a5. He doesn't have a5, probably be doing pretty good here, but he does have it, so I didn't see that. So that's my one blunder of the game. Other than that, I played pretty good. Pretty okay, I should say. So I take, and either one of these would be better than what he did. He just slammed this move down, and I'm like, is that an important pawn? I feel like it's not. I didn't get it. So I thought for a while, and I played a4 because I wanna do this, but a better move would apparently be rook f to b1, which looks very strange to me because it's like, okay, like I can't move this because of this, but this is the line computer gives, and now I play here, and this is better for some reason than what I did. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really get it. Okay, so just do a queenside attack, and this is equal, but I'm down a pawn, so that's not easy to understand at all. I don't think a human would ever play that way, unless they were good at chess. I played a4 right away. I thought that was obviously my plan, but okay, he should play like knight g6 or knight f5. I think I was thinking knight g6 looked pretty good, and then I think I'm just losing this pawn, right? Because I mean, okay, knight g6. Oh, I have to go to d1. That's what it was. Yeah, because if I looked at this and I was like, okay, but I'm losing a pawn, or no, I'm not. Not here. Oh, if knight f5, okay. If knight f5, I'm losing a pawn. But apparently, yeah, I'm just worse there. But like, that's, I don't know. Yeah, I thought either one of these would be fine. Knight f5 is probably better. But instead, he plays the bishop to f5, because he's just very concerned with these pawns. I didn't really get why. But I do have some things to think about now. So the problem with what I would like to play rook a3 and rook e3, but he takes here, and then I have to trade queens and down a pawn, and that's not what I want. Well, bishop e4 wouldn't trap the queen ever because of the knight, right? But I played rook f to e1 because I thought I would be getting some funny tricks. The best move is to just go here, I think. What's best here? Rook f to c1? Yeah, rook f c1. Just defend the pawn, and I did consider this. And just defend the pawn and then go rook a3, I guess. But I don't know, it's kind of, it feels passive, but it's not. It's fine. This move, it's kind of weird. Knight g6 is actually best here, which I was surprised by. And just allowing this to happen, which, I mean, this is difficult for a human to purposely go into. It's equal. And then, like, this would happen. I mean, his queen is kind of very annoying to me, but I'll eventually get away from the checks, and if I can activate my pieces before he activates his knight, then I'll be fine. But, I don't know, this looks complicated and messy. So he didn't go for this. He played king f7, which is strange. I looked at two moves here. The first move I looked at was the best move. My instinct was correct, but it looked complicated, and I was beginning to run low on time, so I decided to play the move that I knew was good, rather than the move that I'm pretty sure is very good. So again, white to play. How do you take advantage of king f7? I mean, now this is a threat. This is still a threat. It's looking difficult to find a plan now. Well, okay, problem with rook a3, you can probably he just takes the pawn, and then this isn't, I should play queen f1, I think, because taking is, I'm not really getting anything. This is defended, it's not doing anything. Just plays a6, and I'm worse. Down a pawn for nothing. No compensation. So that's annoying. That doesn't defend the threat. I looked at 4 moves here. One of them, it was easy to just, you know, dismiss early. What are our candidate moves here? I played the most simple good move, which is not like me at all, but I'm just trying to be less insane. Knight h4. I think that loses to this, because this is attacked and this is attacked. I mean, you can't go here if that's what you're thinking, because this is mate, or it's not mate, but it's, you know, losing material. So that's a blunder. So we cannot play knight h4. g4. g4 is one of the moves I looked at. I guess it's the move I'm talking about technically isn't the best move. I didn't even consider the best move. It's second best. We already looked at rook a3. Okay, so g4 is what I was saying was the best move, but it's actually not second best. I gave it an exclam. It doesn't deserve one, but I gave it one for fun. The best move is queen f1. Obviously. Just step out of the way of the discovery. And when he takes, he's not going to trade queens. Obviously. And then when he plays knight g6, you play this move. All obvious. And, you know, we're looking at this now. But okay. g4. Now how does this work out for us? If he moves the bishop off of this diagonal, then rook a3 is a great move. Because he no longer has queen c2. He has to go back. But what are his other ideas? Yeah, what if he takes? And he's threatening our knight. But yeah, still rook a3. Still works. It's a X-ray defense or something. Fancy words. This is attacked 1, 2, 3 times. If we can count, we're threatening knight e5, sort of. And in some circumstances. Yeah, or knight g5 also. Is probably okay right away. This is probably good too, Dennis. But rook a3 is just brutal. So, but I don't know, I just was feeling nervous and I was having a lot of self-doubt, so I didn't do that. I played a very simple, good move. I took on c6, which is good, because after knight takes, I activate my queen, and a lot of my problems have disappeared now, and he has to defend pretty accurately here, or he'll be worse. So how do we defend here? The threat is to just take the b7 pawn. Rook b8, which rook? Oh, rook, obviously. Well, okay, he plays rook a to b8, which is good. But now I have bishop d6. And again, you have to be pretty accurate here. So you just defended this, but now you have to move your rook again. Rook b to d8. Now, you have a decision to make. You have 2 pawns you can take, both with check. What pawn do you take? We have a vote for B, unless he's dyslexic. B7. B to dislodge the knight. I think one of these moves is technically a mistake, and one is the best move. So this would be like an aim chess blunder preventer sort of thing going on, because you have 2 options. I mean, you could take on e8 too, I suppose, but that's not. What's the point in doing that? Well, it doesn't pick up the bishop because of this move. You don't want to pin your bishop to your queen. That's true. I mean, if one of these works out just concretely, if you just calculate, and one does not. Alright, let's look at queen takes b7. This move is a hideous blunder. Where does your queen go? The queen has no squares to defend the bishop. So if I were to take this pawn, I would have lost. But I did not. I've changed my mind. Better late than never. Okay, so queen takes d5 is the best move. That's what I played. Bishop e6, and now queen h5 check. If g6, this is checkmate. So he can't do that. He has to play king g8. And now what do we do? I think I had 15 minutes, and I thought until I had 8 minutes left, and I played this move. I thought about 2 different moves. One was the best move, and one was not so good, but not terrible. And of course I played the one that was not so good. Yeah, queen c5 is definitely something to consider. Just trading the queens. That's what I'd like to do, but okay, queen c5 takes and b6. Now what? Whoa! Thanks for the raid! It's an Eric Rosen raid, my favorite Twitch person. Hello. I'm looking at a game I played over the board. This was at the Denver Chess Club, and I won. You have to play bishop a3 after b6. Yeah, but then I lose a pawn. What would the evaluation be here? Why would I go for this? What do we think the evaluation is? Spoiler, yeah, it's marked right here. So I looked at this and I was like, okay, I don't think I can do this. But Queen c5 is actually the best move, but I don't take with the bishop. I take with the pawn. But I was thinking b6 still looked good here. But what I didn't see is bishop c7. Bishop c7, and then I'm taking here, and I just have a passed pawn for nothing. I did not realize that bishop c7 was... I just didn't see it. So in time pressure, I stopped looking after I saw takes in b6. So that would have been the best move, but what else? What else do we have? I guess I'm not going to make you look for an inferior move that doesn't seem like it has a point. I thought for 7 minutes and I played rook a3. I felt like it would be very sad if I went this whole game without playing rook a3 when that was like what I wanted to do from the beginning. Rook a3 is just fine. It's only a little bit worse than queen c5. But now he has a very long think. There were a few reasons I had to think about rook a3 for a long time. Because of the move he played. Queen e1, yeah, that's something that I had to make sure this works. Because if he has queen e1, I will lose. He should play queen c4 here, I think. Or maybe even queen c2 is fine. But he thought for a long time, and then he like slammed this move down like I'm an idiot and I didn't consider it. But I already had it all worked out. Okay, so why is queen takes e1 not working? Or, you know, what would have happened after d5 instead of rook a3? d5. Well, I don't get this move. I mean, at the least he has g6. Maybe bishop f7, attacking queen, attacking rook, defending rook. I mean, if d5 was good, that would be good. But yeah, I just saw bishop f7. Computer says g6 is better, but bishop f7 is good enough when I'm losing. But okay, I play rook a3, and yeah, what? So queen e1. Why is this not working? Queen takes e1 doesn't work because of knight takes e1. Do we see what his follow-up is? If we don't see the follow-up to queen e1, then that's a big problem. I actually had to find the follow-up to figure out why it didn't work. To even see queen takes e1 at all, you know, yeah, it takes some foresight. Knight takes e1, bishop f7, queen d1 wins for white. That's correct. But what about bishop g4? Did we look at bishop g4? So takes, knight e1, bishop g4, threatening checkmate, blocking the queen from coming back to d1, and attacking the queen. I mean, if I have to take on e8, then like what do we think the evaluation is there? Let's count material. But yeah, this is what I had to think about. I took 7 minutes. I think that's a pretty, you know, like a safe amount of time to figure this all out. So, okay, takes, knight e1, bishop g4. He slammed this move down, and he like started stretching and looking around at the people watching the game, like drinking water. I just kind of looked at him and like slowly moved my queen to d5 when I hit the clock, and his posture changed again. He got all thinky. It's check. Okay, so he should play something like this at least, I thought, because at least he's getting another piece for it. But unfortunately, he plays king h8, which is not very good. So now I just play rook e3. I mean, all threats are gone now, and I'm just up a queen for a rook. So, he's still trying though. He plays f5. I play queen f7. Threat is to take and to win. So he plays king g8 or rook g8. Now I play bishop e5, looking at the g7 pawn. And he plays this bizarre-looking b6 move, and now I have a forced win. Or not a forced win, but, like, okay. I have two interesting options. Number one is actually taking on g7. Because what b6 did was now the knight's not defended, so after takes, check, here, I take knight. But also, playing f3 looks enticing because the bishop is out of squares. So I decided to combine them. I decided to play f3. f4 is forced, you know, but then I take on g7. And I think this is a slightly better version of taking on g7 first. And apparently he agreed, because he just resigned. I know I'm up a queen. That's the problem. That's where people go wrong. They stop playing chess once they have an advantage. Yeah, as Ben Feingold once said, this is gonna be a misquote. You have to play chess like you never want the game to end. That's the secret to chess, and that's what I do. So no, I don't act like the game is over when I have a huge advantage. I like to still find the most accurate way to win. So there you go. Ben Feingold quote of the day. Just simplify, easy win. I guess it is impossible to misquote yourself. That's a good point, because it would just be a brand new quote. Anyway, I had fun playing that game even though it was stressful, and I played the opening like a baby. There we go. Bye-bye. Okay.